Welcome back to the channel, everybody, and welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to talk about the 3 things that made me crazy when I bought this 2005 Lamborghini Gallardo. There are issues with it, and I needed to resolve the first 3 things. I'm going to share with you what those are and how I solved those. But first, I want to thank you all for all the positivity on last week's video. I was not fishing for compliments. I was not fishing for all those comments that you gave, but no question, they were awesome to read. And I just appreciate all the positivity that you bring to this channel, and it keeps me going. But today, I'm going to take you with me to South OC Cars and Coffee, where some of the most amazing cars in the world show up every single week. First, we got to roll that intro.
What does it really take to make this thing happen? Because the year ahead and the decades ahead, you feel like your life is making progress. So the secret to real happiness is progress. Progress equals happiness. And if we can make progress on a regular basis, we feel alive. And the first step is you gotta have a vision. A vision for what it is you really, truly want.
If I'm only rocking what I came with, not too much change. I got the same click. I got my mind on my moolah, using my medulla. Shawty, he like chill, homie, woosah. Gotta grind with this vision. I can see it all. I can see it all. I can see it all. Grind with this vision. I can see it all. I can see it all. I can see it all.
So come climb in.
Are you serious?
You better believe it.
I've never sat in a Testarossa, dude. I have this picture on my wall when I was a kid.
My pleasure.
This is so great. Wow.
How long have you owned it?
Miami Vice.
Look
Look at the headroom I got.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
got all
there's
kinds of
plenty of
headroom.
room.
Leg room.
That's
That's why I
you
like
could get in it. It's getting out that's exciting.
I got the elbow. Boom. I got that everything worked out.
And the seats is back as far as it'll go.
Okay. All right, Brad. Let's see. You want to picture this, okay? How the big guy gets into his car.
Here you go. Hold it.
I'll take a video and I'll post it all over.
Shit. Nope.
It's,
Does this go up?
no, I don't think it's. I don't think so. Yeah, it's a little miserable. How's your head though? You're
I'm touching.
You're touching?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm touching. Get me out. Now you're gonna bury me in
Somebody
this
got a can opener?
That's why I don't buy this damn car.
It's tiny, man. It is small. Yeah, you man. How you doing, man?
Hey man, how you doing?
Good, dude.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. Do you watch the channel or?
Yes, sir.
Oh, very cool, dude.
Yes,
well, thanks
sir.
for watching, man.
Yes, sir.
Come on.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
We'll put it on now.
Started with a little toy Lambo, and I just finally paid that one off. It's gonna take me a little while to catch up and pay this one off.
It was a long journey for you.
It was a long journey,
It was a
man.
long journey for you.
A long journey. So, yeah.
You don't recognize me.
Not with your
I was
mask
in your
on.
very I was in your very first video.
Were you?
When you were buying your Hellcat.
Oh, yeah?
So you were filming buying your Hellcat
Yeah.
and I was
Oh,
buying
I
a
do remember
I
that.
was buying a Hellcat. I walked up to your car and you go, "Hey, that's mine." I go, oh, "Okay, that must be mine over there." So we bought the same car.
No kidding.
Except
Well,
mine's got
congrats.
red seatbelts.
Lucky.
Plays hard for my proceeds. The game I tackle on this concrete. Got most content with the nosebleeds. That's why this thing I visualize haters can't see. If it's one car, everybody can't buy. That just can't be. Don't need upset, let's ride. I hopped in the front seat. Now we side by side. Do you follow me? Hit a few bumps in the road, but it ain't stopping.
All right, so let's get into this. So the first thing I had to deal with that the dealership probably should have mentioned, but I think that the guys at the dealership, although I do love them, think they're amazing, they have to get a little laugh every single time they sell a Gallardo to somebody. Because if they don't tell them what it's like getting gas, then that person gets a very unique surprise. And you go to get gas, and then about a minute and a half in, you're screaming the F word, and you're having a complete fit because, well, let me show you what it's like getting gas in this thing. All right, so first, you got to pop the latch from inside. Then you got to make sure, which they do warn you about, not to lose this gas cap, which is easy to do because you don't want to set this gas cap on your beautiful, very expensive paint because it can slide and scratch it. So what people do is they take it and they set it over here on the gas pump and then drive away without it, finding themselves with a $600 bill. So I'm going to set it like right here. I'm not going to make that mistake. Very gently. Then let's go ahead and pay for our gas and show you what happens when you have to pump gas. Alright, so here's where the fun begins. Everyone's looking at you. You pop this thing in there, kind of look cool, and you can't pump gas. There's no way to pump gas. Once in a while, if you get it just right, it'll let you. But you've got to pull this thing up and then sit here and hold it. And I'm telling you, after a minute or two, it takes the strength of 3 men to continue to hold this little thing. Let me show you. This guy up to be able to get it to work. It's a nightmare. And if you can get it to work without doing that, by jiggling just right, it's going to keep clicking on you. So you got to hold this. You got to hold this. It's not working now. You got to hold this. It just doesn't work. It's a nightmare. So here's what I did. I looked at this nozzle, or this filling area here, and it's got threads for this gas cap. And it's 2-inch. Like, you can eyeball it and tell it's 2 inches. So I went to Home Depot for $1.52, bought this electrical fitting with threads in it, and check this out. It screws perfectly in. Check that out. Perfectly in. Stick this guy in, pull it up, and boom. You're good to go. Look at that. Problem solved. So if you have a Gallardo or know somebody who does, and they do the gymnastics at the gas pump every single time and have carpal tunnel from squeezing the rubber thing, $1.52, problem solved. Let's talk about number 2. All right, so the second thing I had to fix was the stereo in the car, because this is what came with this thing. Because remember, it's a 2005, and in 2005 we were right on the cusp of heading into starting to see Bluetooth come into cars, but it wasn't prevalent. And certainly in a Lamborghini, this was what came in this thing, this beast of a radio, and has this in it. So for those of you millennials that are watching, thank you for following my old ass on this channel. But this is a cassette deck, and that required a tape to go in there. I don't have any left. I wouldn't know where to get one if I tried. So, it goes this way. So that's useless to me. The CD changer, this was probably the last year of the most advanced CD changer available on the market, where it was all internal. So you didn't have to have a big box in the trunk or the frunk, and all the CDs went in here, and I think there were like 6 CDs or something went into this thing. I actually do believe that I stuck a CD in here that I did have and forgot to take it out, and I'm realizing that as I'm speaking to you right now. So this stereo, Android driven, but it comes with, for like another, I don't know, 50 or 60 bucks or something like that, you can get the Apple CarPlay adapter, and it plugs right into the back of this thing. The best thing about this is that this stereo, I'll put it up right now so you can see what it does, but it plugs and plays. It plugs into all the factory plugs that plug into the back of this radio. So all the plugs that go into here go directly into the new radio, and everything works. Apple CarPlay, it comes with GPS, it is Wi-Fi, it's Bluetooth, and I can hook it to my phone's hotspot and actually watch YouTube videos. I can play a DVD in here, which I have Cannonball Run in here. Of course I do. If you haven't seen the movie, it's an amazing, awesome old movie. I would never watch YouTube or watch my DVD player while I'm driving, so before you go to the comments and thrash on me, don't worry, I'm not doing that. I could, but why would I do such a thing? But I could pull over, I could watch movies in this thing. It has all the apps, the Google Play Store. It's pretty cool. So I am going to work on how I can get that to work with the next thing I'm going to talk about at some point. But it's just got so much versatility and so easy to hook up. When you get the system, it comes with the keys to slide right into the old unit, pull it right, it slides right out, and then plug everything right into the same exact plugs that were in the back of the other radio, and then plug that sucker back into the hole, snap it in place, and it literally took about 5 minutes to install, and everything works perfect and it sounds great. All right, so the third absolute necessary fix that I had to make with this Lamborghini was the reverse camera. The early first gen Gallardos did not come with the reverse cameras. and it's a nightmare backing this thing up. It's terrifying because you can hit anything. The car's so low you can bump into a curb and cost yourself $3,000. But I found a solution for $150. Now I'm probably going to go to the bigger, more elaborate version, but for now, for $150, FenSense has a Wi-Fi and Bluetooth license plate frame that looks good. It's solar, so it's always charging, and because the car is so small, there's very little latency. There's a little bit of latency, but the video is super clear, and I'm going to show you a demo of it right now. I would also say, if you have a big SUV or a big truck or a big car and you wanted to add this, I've seen videos where it definitely breaks down a little bit. Also, I'm going to be giving one of these away on my Instagram page, so go there next week. I'll be posting how to win. Now let's check this thing out. Alright, so those are the 3 problems I solved. And before we wrap up this video, I just want to thank you all for all these suggestions you've been giving me lately. As I retool this channel and I try to figure out exactly what I want it to be and become. We've been so much all about the Mopar content, which I'm going to always do and continue to be about, with a touch of motivation and inspiration and positivity to try to help everyone push through their obstacles in their life and grow and achieve great things, move past challenges, and I love being part of that process with you all. But I also know that the channel has to continue to grow, and a lot of you have been commenting below about doing collabs. I'm going to work on that. I've got a couple that I'm working on right now that should be pretty awesome. And some of you are saying that you would love it if I would start a financial channel to talk about how to build your wealth. And starting a new channel is probably not something I'm up to doing at this point, because this is a near full-time job on my weekends to do. To try to start another one would be challenging. But peppering in some of those things, I think, makes a lot of sense. Also, because I'm really heavily into real estate, it makes sense that I share some of those strategies with you all as well. So what you can look forward to is I'm going to try and just pepper some of that in with my car content. I figure if I can help the car community continue to grow, build their wealth, and overcome obstacles in your lives, then I'm helping people that I like a lot. And that makes me very happy. And I hopefully it helps all of you and makes you happy. Like today's video, where I'm solving some problems, I will tell you that the advice I can give you all is, remember what it was like to play board games when you were a kid. Board games were all about solving problems. And what I tell a lot of my leaders in my company is, focus on the problem as a fun and challenging obstacle. A lot of times problems come up, and the older we get, the more we see those problems as negative things that are trying to stop us from achieving our goals or move our lives forward. But I'll tell you, the way I see problems is, I'm playing Monopoly today, I roll the dice, I just landed on Boardwalk, somebody else has a hotel on it, and I just got nailed hard. But as long as I have a couple bucks left in my kitty, I'm going to keep on going, and I'm going to get past go, collect my $200, and figure out how to bankrupt the other guy. Because this is a problem that I just got presented with that I'm going to figure out and resolve and push through. And it continues to happen every single day. And what happens over time, and I would suggest all of you do this, is you start to thrive on your ability to solve problems, not only for yourself, but for others. And I thrive on solving problems, not only for myself, but for others. I help solve problems for my family members, for my friends, and people call me randomly and say, Brad, I've got a problem. I need some help. What should I do in this situation? And I get excited about helping them come up with a solution to that problem. So my success advice to all of you today is, whatever problems you're presented with, it's how you look at those problems when they come at you. You either look at them as, oh no, I can't believe this is happening to me, or you look at it and you just kind of smile like I do sometimes and go, really? I got this, and I'm going to figure it out. It might take me a day, might take me a day or two, might take me an hour, but one way or another, I'm going to figure this thing out, and I'm going to solve this problem. I had 3 little problems with this car. I had a gas problem, and I had a crappy radio, and I got no backup camera. And I'm going to find some solutions that, one, aren't going to break the bank, but are going to definitely solve the problem for me in the indefinite future so that I can enjoy this car to its absolute fullest. Just like in my life, every obstacle that comes is just, sometimes they're tough ones. Sometimes they beat you down. But you know what? I stop myself and I just kind of chuckle and laugh and go, of course you're going to test me again and see if I can handle this problem. And I do. And I'm telling you, I've had some real hard ones in my life. And like all of you out there, it's just come to a place to where my perspective is different than it ever was in the past. And I just don't get down anymore, maybe for a second. And then I pick myself up and I tackle that problem head on, full on, with no delay, no procrastination, and I win. And I win every single time. Unless I'm battling with my wife, in which case I lose every single time. But that's normal. That's a problem I'm never going to solve, and I'm totally good with that. With that said, everybody, thank you so much for all of your support. Please stay positive, stay motivated, and I look forward to talking to you in my next video. Take care. Bye-bye.
I got the same click.
Most people, they're stating what they hope will come together, and if it doesn't happen, then they're disappointed, but they're not too disappointed because they're not too